Hello, beautiful souls. How are you today? I'm so excited for today's session with you because I'd like to offer you something, maybe something tangible that you can walk with. But before we get there, we're still in the energies of the full moon, and how has the energies of this full moon, how has it been treating you? Sometimes we tend not to think we're affected by nature, and we so are. We very much are, especially the moon, and especially when it's a potent moon cycle. So I want to encourage you to listen to your body during the moon cycles. Notice what comes up emotionally, energetically, even physically. There are a lot of times that during a full moon, I have different physical sensations, and so I'm always paying attention to what my body is doing during those times. Beyond that, how are you? Have you had an opportunity to pause, settle, and ask yourself for today, how am I doing? And if you haven't done that yet, I want to invite you to do that right now. Just a quick minute, couple seconds, just to settle in. And so if the invitation lands for you to do this, maybe you briefly close your eyes, exhale the air out of your mouth, out of the body, and then take a nice deep arrival breath into this present moment. And as you exhale, exhale with a sigh. Again, deep in breath, bringing in life, inviting life. Exhale with a sigh. Even for me, that feels so good just to sigh. Let's do that 2 more times. Breath in. Sigh it out. And 1 more time, deep breath in. And a breath out. And as you settle in with that last out breath, ask the question, bring your awareness to your heart center, and then ask the question, how am I doing right now? And so we're engaging the heart to awaken, and we are connecting mind to heart, body to heart, so we can come into a sense of coherence. How am I doing in this moment? And I would like for you to not answer the question with the mind, but to listen to the body. To listen to the body. Right now I'm feeling pretty excited, pretty jazzed up. But I can feel some sensation in my left shoulder. It feels a little tense, a little tight. I can feel some playfulness bubbling up inside of me. That's just joy, recognizing joy is present. So just notice what's coming up inside the body. So the more we can be in communion and community, because there's a vast community inside of us that we tend not to be aware of, right? So much we think that community can only be an external thing, but community first begins within, right? So we have community with our body, with our mind, with our heart, with sensations, with emotions. There's this rich, vibrant, alive community within us. And so I want us to get used to activating the community first within us. right? And the more we do that, the more embodied we become. And this is really what the teaching for today is all about, is about embodiment. And so we're shifting from seeking everything externally outside of us to bring in the reflection and bring in the gaze and the work internally. Because this is where true healing begins. It begins inside. And so developing the ability to be in communion with our inner community is super important. I can't stress that enough. I want you to reclaim yourself, all of who you are, all the parts. And it won't happen all at once, right? Our nervous system probably couldn't handle that. It'll be overload. But little by little by little, we begin to trust. We begin to trust ourselves, our body, divine spirit, whatever it is. We begin to trust and we begin to walk with that faith. That faith that I can trust this feeling. I can trust this sensation. I can listen attentively without judgment. And so we're building this sacred community within us so we can thrive. Even in the grieving process, thriving is possible. Even if it's a small ounce, it's possible. We can give ourselves that gift of saying, this aspect of me, though I'm in grief, I'm still able to thrive. And this is what it's all about. It's about welcoming all of life, not discarding all of life because something has changed in our reality. I'm going to say that again. This is an opportunity for us to welcome all of life and to thrive with it, little by little by little. So the perception that we're walking with is that it's not grief or, it's grief and. So in this state, I am still available in my grief to joy. I'm still available to laughter. I'm still available for fun. I'm still available to life. And it may not come back. It's not going to come back the way it used to before change happened. It's going to look very different. And it has to, because you're no longer the same. And so one of the things that we do is that we try to fit ourselves back into the same mold as before. And you see that can't happen because the before you is quite different from the you that you are right now. It's a different frequency, different vibration, different you altogether. And so the practice is, I want to welcome this version of myself that I am right now to the table. I want to be present for that version of myself. Who is she? What is she showing and revealing to me? What is her scent like? What is her offering for me now in this moment? Right? Embodiment. Right? Embodiment is not just about how we feel necessarily, but it's about how we move in the world, what we're willing to allow to come in, what we're willing to feel and acknowledge and accept. So I no longer want us to live on this paradigm where we feel as if grief is completely destroying our lives. So what I'm teaching, I don't think it's anything new, because all of the masters have really taught this before. What I'm doing is simply whittling it down in a way that helps us to comprehend it with ease. Right? It may not feel easy, but nothing new feels easy. We have to grow into it. It's like wearing a new pair of shoes, right? The first few times, it's kind of tight. It has to, shift and change with the movement of the feet. It has to expand, and it's the same thing. Our bodies, our energy systems are shifting and changing. So please don't expect to be the same you that you were before grief, because it's impossible. You've shifted. You're no longer that same person. And the next time you look in the mirror, I want you to look deeply in the mirror and ask yourself, baby, who are you? Who are you now? Just get really curious about who you're becoming. And grief can come along for the journey, right? There's this thing that if we're not grieving, we've forgotten about the person who has passed away, if this is the grief that we're holding. But it's simply not true. And this is an outdated mode of thinking for us. Simply because you are choosing to experience life, to maybe laugh and play and have fun, it doesn't mean that you are forgetting those who are no longer here. As a matter of fact, the integrity of your grief demands that you move with life. The integrity of your healing demands that you welcome life. And so in the grieving process, there's an ending and a beginning simultaneously. It's like two different timelines meeting together, one collapsing, the other one being born. And we're experiencing both of them. So you're not less than, my dear. You're not less than. You're becoming something more. And no one talks about this in the grieving process, but this is what I want to offer to you as a seed. And you can plant it wherever you want to, or you can completely ignore it if it doesn't resonate with you. But you're a seedling, and as with all seeds, it's planted in darkness. Right? In that dark womb space of earth within us. And we don't know what that seed is going to sprout into. But what it will need is our attention, our dedication to it, our breath, our presence. These are all the things that are going to water it. So today, put my glasses on, because take a look at what I have here for you and look at the time. Great. Doing great with time. I know we're all sort of, when it comes down to time, we have a short attention span. So I want to be mindful of not going too deep in the time realm, even though time is doing a freakish thing in terms of how it's sped up. Right? But let's get back. Let's get back to this. So today I wanted to introduce how to embody grief, right? Come back to that word embody. How can I embody these experiences, these sensations, everything that I'm experiencing in this grief journey in a way that feels palatable to me? And again, I want to remind you that everything I say may not resonate with you, and that's completely fine. I want you to find your truth. What does resonate with you? And this is part of each and every one of us doing our self-discovery. right? So there might be bits and pieces that you're like, yeah, I get that. I can walk with that. And some of it where you'd be like, nah, I don't know about that. You leave that alone. Take what resonates, leave the rest alone. Right? So I want to introduce the word ground to you, right? Not a new word, but it's an acronym for how we're going to embody grief, how we're going to choose to do this. So the first letter, G, is gratitude. Right? Doesn't matter that change has arrived. And notice how I am using the word change instead of loss. Right? So I'm also shifting us into a new frequency with how we speak and how we see things, right? Because the moment your nervous system hears the word loss, instantly there's like a negative tightening contraction that happens within us. So when change happens, which change happens all the time, right? It's constant. This is the only thing that's constant, is that everything is impermanent. This body is constantly changing. Our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions. It's fall now, right? The leaves are changing, they're dropping to the ground, right? Everything is constantly changing and in flux. And so because of this, the first letter in ground, G, I want us to embody a frequency of gratitude. You might be saying, well, Esha, that's really hard. How can I be grateful? What do I have to be grateful for? I want you to challenge yourself to look around your environment. Look around your life and find one thing that you can be grateful for. It could be the bright red leaves on a tree that's changing color, right? It could be the dog, your dog or your cat, gratitude. I don't care what it is, but I want you to find something that you're grateful for and then embody that gratitude within your body. Because gratitude has a high frequency, and when you feel it, not just think it, I want you to feel it, right? It changes the structure of your molecules in your body, in your cells, right? So that's the first word, gratitude, right? The second word, R, rest. Rest. I can't tell you enough how important rest is during the grieving process. It is the foundation for our healing. Ample rest. Turn the TV off. Don't get involved in negative things, because all of that feeds into the nervous system that's already feeling sluggish and out of regulation. So give yourself the gift of rest. O, offering. Offer your story to someone who can listen, because what we do is that we tend to hold the immensity of the story of what happened, of the feelings, of the sensations. We hold it all to ourselves. Share it. Whether that's through your pastor, your priest, a therapist, a best friend. Share your story with someone who is willing to listen without judgment and without trying to fix you. There's nothing, you don't need to be fixed. This is not about fixing. So find that trusted person that is able to listen. The U is unify. Unify. And what do I mean by that? So here I'm talking about energies, unifying energies, because grief is a very energetic experience, right? We feel all sorts of energies. And so this is where I would like for you to get into some form of breath work, some form of movement to help unify the energies so they're not just stuck in one place. And so they can disperse themselves through that breath work, through that movement. They're able to free flow, to dance, right? To transmute, meditation. The N is nature. We've talked a lot about nature because I can't talk enough about nature, right? So I'm here in Vermont because of nature, because I know from my nervous system, I need to be around more trees. I need it, I need it, I need it, I need it. What doesn't work for me is being in a big city. Listening to honking cars, blaring noises, tremendous amount of people. My nervous system can't take that constant overload. For a short period of time, yes. But for long periods of time, no. Or during a specific time of my life, no. And I'm in that specific time of my life where I need more grounding. And I recognize that I need more grounding. And so I've placed myself in an environment that can do that for me. So nature, get out, walk, hug a tree, sit on the ground, whatever, go to the beach, put your feet in the ocean. There have been scientific proof that when we are a part of nature, we are healing. As a matter of fact, even in Japan, doctors also write a prescription for people to go out in nature 2 hours. Go and allow nature to rewire your system, rewire this technology. And the last letter is P, not P, D. And that last word is dance. Dance. And why did I choose dance? During the intensity of my grief, one of the things that I did almost daily was I danced. Even when I was crying, sometimes I would be dancing. And I don't know what it is about dancing. I would put on some of my favorite music, whether that was reggae or calypso. It helped to go back to music from my childhood, and those are music from my childhood. And I would just dance, just free-form dancing, just allowing my body to move, to float, to flit. And in that space of free-form moving, there was something. I forgot about myself. I forgot about my grief. In that moment, I was free, even if it's for a couple of minutes. And then when I was done, there was this sense of this inner peace, this inner joy. And so dancing, it's an age-old form, right? Our ancestors used to do it in circles. We would dance to even mourn. We're wailing as we're dancing. Right? And I want to bring some of those rituals back because our ancestors knew. When we were tribal, I mean, right? When we were tribal, this is what they did. So put on some of your favorite music and dance. Dance with the grief. Dance with the grief. So that is what I wanted to offer you today. How to embody the grief with the acronym GROUND. Gratitude, rest, offer your story, unify your energies, go into nature, and dance. And so before we go, let's do a reading and see what Spirit has, what message Spirit has in store for us. Right. So this is the Sacred Destiny by Denise Linn. Right. Always like to sort of pound the cards just to clear the deck from anything I may have done, any readings, prior readings I've done before. So the intention here is to ask Spirit to guide us with a wisdom message that we can walk with throughout our day. I hope you're enjoying this series. I certainly am. I am enjoying sitting here and being with you and sharing this wisdom of how we could grieve, but elevate our grief in a way that allows us to still thrive, right? It's not taking away the work, because we still have to do the work, but it's seeing the grieving process in a whole new different light. Okay, there we go. I love this message. I love this message. Openness. Openness. All right, thank you, Spirit. Openness, and there you go. That's the full moon. So can we remain open during the grieving process? So much wants to come in if we allow it. Don't close yourself. Keep everything open. Yeah, I'm going to sit with that one today as well, because it's a great message. Stay open, my friends. Until next time, this is Esha sending you love. Hit that like, subscribe button, share it with a friend. I greatly appreciate it. Until tomorrow, blessings.